All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about what you can expect with your free week access to the Newsbeat Live Room, our daily psychological cleansing, our game plan in Forex, as well as our full stock analysis. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mark Melnick, runner, creator, founder of the Newsbeat Live Room over here at T3. And I want to talk about what you guys can expect in terms of if you're a member of the room and if you're actually signing up for the free trial. And in the description, you will have a link to click and take a free 1 week trial of the Newsbeat Live Room. Now, I wanted to talk about just some things that you could expect in the Newsbeat Live Room here. And just starting off just very simply here with how the room works. I mean, we're open like 6 a.m. in the morning. You're not going to hear me speak until 9 o'clock a.m. I should probably audio starts, and I should probably just throw that in there. All right, so the audio starts at 9 o'clock a.m. If you hear silence at 8:30, don't think anything is wrong yet. You're going to see my screen. You're going to see my charts. You're going to see everything. About 9 a.m. to 9:15 a.m., the audio starts, and I give you my full morning game plan, and we go over everything that's on my radar. Afterwards, at 9:15 to 9:25 a.m., I answer your questions on stocks, as well as give you an opportunity to add names in which I can potentially call bottoms on. For example, you might say, Mark, I want to buy XYZ intraday. Can you please tell me in real time where you would potentially buy XYZ? And generally, I will tell you the answer, yes. And you have to understand, if I ever tell you yes, I'm going to be right 7 out of 10 times or better. On average, I'm going to be right 7 out of 10 times. So if I tell you no, it means I don't think I could be right in your example 7 out of 10 times, so I will avoid it. You're going to get real-time calls on stocks I'm purchasing or selling. I'm going to be like, guys, I'm looking to buy XYZ around here. I'm watching it. Okay, guys, I bought XYZ here. Here's my average price. I'm long. So you guys generally speaking, you're going to get a heads up of a stock that I'm actually looking to buy. You'll get a heads up when I actually press the button on my keyboard and buy it. And it'll be easy to follow along. And it basically shows what it is. Now, here's the thing. Here's number 5. I am not here to yap your ear off. I will be more talkative next week, but I don't want you to think that I'm sitting there chatting in your ear the entire time. That is not what I do. I would rather shut up and say nothing and give you maybe 1, 2 good ideas than give you 20 ideas and half of them work. I much rather do that. I am going to give you quality over quantity. If there is quantity, it's just a coincidence because they're all quality. Quality over quantity, always. So it's not one of the rooms where you'll constantly have somebody yapping in your ear. If that's what you like, there's plenty of excellent rooms out there in which you could be part of, and somebody will be more than happy to talk in your ear the entire time. I promise you, that is not how I broadcast. I'm just trying to bring quality. Now, that is for all you people trying the trial. Now, I have something really good for you guys who are part of my room. Now, if you're a part of my room, I'm calling in the ranks. I'm calling in the favors. I am trying to get the absolute best news flow possible next week, so I could deliver to you guys what you would like me to deliver for you. and you guys have experience with that. You've seen me do it before. I'm going to try my best to do it again. I'm going to, looking under every stone, leave no rock unturned, Mark. We are going to find some of the greatest news ideas out there. And if you guys are new, for you newer trial members, you're going to see something that you've never seen in your life. You're going to be like, holy, insert expletive word here. What is going on? I have never seen anything like this in my life. Good. I could only suggest to you that you watch. From a legal standpoint, everything I do is for educational purposes only. I absolutely understand that there's very likely scenarios where people do and do not trade many of my ideas. There are many people who just want to trade their own ideas, and they like to ask me for support levels of where I would buy it. Now, realize why I'm wording it like that, because I can never tell you to buy or sell any security. I don't give stock picks. I don't give investment advice. I'm not a registered investment advisor. So, how I get around that is I basically look at a stock and tell you where I buy, and a lot of times I'm actually buying your name because I believe that is the best place to buy it. So you get all those real-time calls as well. It's going to be a unique experience. You are not going to really experience many other rooms like this. It is definitely different. I'm sure there's amazing rooms out there and awful rooms out there. I strive to try to bring you the best stuff I can on a day in and day out basis. I've been doing this job for 11 years. I'm an extremely, extremely successful trader. I'm an extremely, extremely consistent trader, and I try to bunch it all up into a delivered product so I could get you guys really the best stuff possible. And you want to know what's even better than everything I just said? The community of the members that surround me. There are people in my room who I bow down on one knee and I look down at the floor as if I were being knighted when some of these people talk in the room. I'm telling you, some of the people in our room are just phenomenal traders. There are a lot of hedge fund managers and money managers. A lot of them cannot actually speak in the room, so what's the point of me telling you? They do share information with me in which I take the pertinent stuff that they say and share it with the room due to non-disclosures and the fact that they can't really share with you exactly what they're buying, but they could tell me what they're doing and I could share with you guys. So again, my goal is to bring you guys the absolute best information possible. Talk when I need to talk, shut up when I need to shut up, modestly. So even though I will be talking a little more, hopefully we're going to get some of the best stuff possible. Again, if I could press a button and say, yes, not hopefully, but definitely we're getting the best stuff possible, I'd press that button. I could just tell you the steps I'm taking to ensure that this is going to be a phenomenal week of trading for everyone. And I basically called in the favors. That's the most modest way I could put what I did. The unmodest way of putting what I did was I was on the phone for over 18 hours. I'm telling you, like my head felt weird. Like after all those phone calls, like I was like, oh my God, my phone was so hot I could like cook an egg on it. And I was like, oh God, what the heck am I doing? And I just literally after like 10 hours of phone calls yesterday, 8 hours of phone calls today, plus more, I just literally just laid down in bed and I was like, oh my God, my head is pounding. I'm literally calling in. I'm calling in the cavalry, all right? So that is what you can expect. There's no obligation. If you're watching this video, there's a link to subscribe. Take advantage of it. It's enjoyable, it's profitable, and it could change your life as a trader. And you could be the ultimate judge of that. So definitely take a look. Next, we're going to talk about just some of our daily psychological cleansing. And whoops, I have the old title. I should have really named this FOMC week. So that's why a lot of you guys might be like, oh, Mark, what kind of news are you going to get when the Fed is talking? Because it generally is a slower week. I get it. You have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, I am only going to be taking trades that make sense. If it's a slow day and there's not one trade to take, I'll talk, I'll offer my technical analysis. Maybe you guys will be taking trades. It's extremely rare that I do not take trades. I would doubt there would be any one day this week in which it happens, but I'm not here to take 20, 30 trades. You have to understand, I always prefer quality over quantity. So please keep that in mind. Please keep in mind also there's trades I take that are very quick, that are not on my initial game plan. For example, stock XYZ has a breaking news article. Maybe there's the CEO did fraud. Maybe there's takeover chatter. Maybe maybe somebody on TV talked it up. Maybe there was some drug disclosure from a trial which happened very well. Something that was not on my morning game plan because it was impossible. The news came out during the intraday. The news came out after 9:30. A lot of times I will react to these names. So, for example, if XYZ, let's say, had a positive drug trial and I was buying it real quick, I would actually say, guys, I'm buying XYZ here, positive drug trial. Or, guys, I'm buying XYZ here, chatter. Now, the reason why I make it so blunt and quick is that some of those types of trades take extremely fast timing. Some of those types of trades, you gotta be really quick on the keyboard. So I'm disclosing it to you as soon as possible so you may react as soon as possible. So please keep that in mind. Daily psychological cleansing. I was looking back at myself. I had I don't want to. I want to reflect on how I reflected upon myself, and I think it's kind of funny because I'm going to bring up a name that I traded not too well. Not too well. I lost I think it was like 10 on Friday on this name, and what happened was the initial 5 minutes was whippy down, and then it grinded all the way up and higher from exactly where I needed it to go. And I ended up actually losing money buying and I know it's a daily chart that looks like this. It's called Zscaler. It was an IPO. I mean, there's literally one candlestick there on the daily. I could show it to you, for example, on the hourly, and I did lose money here. And if I just literally followed it for an hourly breakout, I would have made a lot more, money, and as opposed to losing money. So I was thinking to myself, what kind of daily psychological cleansing that I needed, and I realized I did something Thursday night. I kid you not. I literally went out for the first time and I went drinking. Like I went to a restaurant with my wife and a couple of her friends who also brought their husbands along. So it was like three couples eating dinner. And believe me, there's a point to all this. And I'm eating food that I know I shouldn't be eating. I'm drinking red wine, which honestly is the first alcoholic beverage I've had this year. Yes, I love whiskey. I love a lot of drinks, but let's just be honest, it's not good for you. And what happened was I was out late that one night because my wife was wanting me to go, and all her friends were bringing out their husbands, so of course I have to go. And it's not because my boyish good looks or that I'm the life of the party. It had nothing to do with that. It was just that they were bringing their husbands, of course. So I go ahead and I was drinking, and I realized the food made me feel like crap. I ate the risotto, a mushroom risotto that they said was vegetarian. Be careful when you go to a restaurant that says things are vegetarian. I ended up calling up the restaurant on Friday after I lost money, and I found out that their mushroom risotto had dairy in it. And dairy does not sit well with me. I mean, it just doesn't. and it literally has a negative impact on my trading. So I've talked about this. I've mentored so many people before in the market into successful traders, and literally one of the biggest things I do for these traders, besides showing them, you know, things to do, I literally change their diets. No, I'm not a nutritionist, and yes, I'm probably overqualified if I needed to become one, just based on my research. You'd be surprised. It's funny. Like, there was this, there's this story of this kid who lived in Vietnam, this little Vietnamese boy, and his parents were dirt poor. And what he did was he literally studied online to be a doctor. No, he didn't take a course. Literally, with free information on the internet, he learned how to become a doctor. And not just any doctor, ladies and gentlemen, a pediatric surgeon. So a boy online in his 20s, young 20s, poor family, Vietnam, went online, used the internet, learned how to become a pediatric surgeon, saved up money, flew to the United States, took all his boards, transferred everything that he could, studied here, went back to his country, and actually became a pediatric surgeon. And when asked how he did it and whatever, free stuff on the internet. It's amazing. What is the point I'm making? I thought vegetarian risotto. I don't know if it was the alcohol. I think it was more the risotto, because I'm good with a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 glasses of red wine, but when it comes to like dairy, it messes up my head. And I didn't even realize it to the next day, because they were like, "Yeah, it's vegetarian." Then I'm like, "It's vegetarian, but it's not vegan." And that was a very discerning thing. Now, I know a lot of you guys are listening. You're like, "Mark, I put milk in my coffee." Yeah, look, I could show you somebody who could eat shrimp and lobster and 5 pounds of it, and I'm raising my hand myself. And then I'll show you somebody who will touch a shrimp and they'll break out into anaphylactic shock. Okay? There are many people who do well with certain foods and certain things. There's so many factors that go into it. So I was a little bit upset because I literally blamed my loss on the food I ate last night, because I know that had to have been the reason. And not that I like to point the finger, I point the finger at myself. It's my fault, but it's very good for me to understand where it came from. So what I did was is I literally learned the difference, even though I always knew the difference, but now I'm making like more of a note of it, to look out for the difference between vegan and vegetarian food, because if you don't do well with a certain thing, it is definitely having a negative impact on your trading. Whether it's cigarettes, whether it's cocaine, whether it's alcohol, whatever your poison of choice is, there's a time and place to do these things, and there are a lot of traders who get negative reactions. So what I did was, I did a study. I was doing a study on traders in Manhattan, and we literally were talking, because if you don't know, in Manhattan, Thursday night is the big night. Thursday night is the biggest night in Manhattan. Not Friday night, not Saturday night, Thursday night. I mean, those are big nights too. But everybody goes out on a Thursday night. And then what I realized is a lot of these traders were losing money on Fridays. So I literally was doing a poll, and I literally found out that the traders who were out drinking on a Thursday night were the traders who were losing money on Friday. And it was crazy, because the traders, it's funny, some traders don't do well on Mondays, some traders don't do well on Tuesdays. It's funny, it's like everybody has like a particular day in which they do better than other days. And I literally learned that the traders who were doing their Thursday night, out till 2, 3 in the morning, booze fest, those were the traders who weren't trading well on Monday. So I actually, ironically, with that information, went out on Thursday, ate some of the wrong foods, and had my worst day this year, which happened to be last Friday. And I was down over 10, which is okay. My best day this year, I'm up a little over 40. Um, and I have, my 10th best day this year, I'm up over $12,000. So my second worst day this year, I'm down 2,000. So yes, I do make money overall, but I think it's very important to highlight the days you do bad. It's very easy to look at what you did and show what you did right, and congratulations, and that's very good. But I think we really grow when we learn what we do wrong. And the psychology really comes from, I learned that at a young age when I was a professional gamer, that if you could beat me at the video game, that was the only way I was going to really get better. If I could just wipe the floor with you, it's not going to help me. Imagine LeBron James playing you in a one-on-one game of basketball. Do you think LeBron James is going to need to elevate his game to a new level, playing you one-on-one in basketball? Now, of course, I'm going to learn later that Kevin Durant was listening to this podcast, and he's like, yes, Mark, he would have to elevate his game. But for us mortals out here, no, LeBron James could beat you while sleepwalking in a game of basketball. So the same thing really goes, the same mentality really goes that, for you to elevate to that next level, you really need to be presented with a deep challenge. Otherwise, it'll just be easy peasy. So that's a little bit of my psychological cleansing. Just thought I would share that with you guys. Kind of interesting stuff we talk about here, but believe me, it's so important. And of course, the name that I lost this money on, this ZS play, I'm going to go ahead and say that is the name I'm looking for bullishly tomorrow. How's that for letting bygones be bygones and so on and so on? 33.47 was the day high from Friday, the one day that it traded. So I'm going to be looking for this breakout, beautiful bull flag on ZS. Let's see if this stock gets to 40. And of course, if you guys want my live Forex orders, I literally take a screenshot of my account. I have 2 live orders above the gray line here. I have 6 new pending orders. You get the type of order I'm doing, buy or sell. You see there's 1 sell here. How much size I'm taking. These are US standard lots. The symbol I'm doing. The price I'm bidding or offering at. The stop loss I have in. The take profit I have. And this price is just coincidentally where I was trading at the time of where I took my screenshot. So if any of you guys would like to copy my Forex orders, they're there for you right now. And you know what we're going to do tonight? We're going to share with you. It's not for members only tonight. We're going to share with you guys the full stock analysis, not for members only. There we go. Bang, full stock analysis. We're going to share it with you guys on this FOMC week, and this is going to, if you're new here or you've never seen this part of the Newsbeat show, this is generally where, I tell you guys I hope you enjoyed the Newsbeat show, and then I move on. But now I'm going to show you the full stock analysis. Members of my room, as well as you, if you do take a trial offer, you get to ask me any stock you're watching, and I will give you my utmost professional opinion. So, I don't have my YouTube screen up or Facebook screen up, so I can only literally answer these things from my room right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any technical analysis I can offer you guys right now would be the time to ask. Mazer Robotics, huh? A little drama in this company when the Israeli FBI raided their headquarters. I mean, you're getting a little bit of a deep pulling on MZOR. For me, I would use my Algo Buster methodology here, which would say that I would personally buy tomorrow at $62.63. Again, a lot of these levels you are going to hear, it might be a little far away from where it's trading. It's definitely doable. I mean, the stock put in, look at the ranges that this stock has. Could put in a $4 or $5 range in one blink of an eye. That's where I'd be watching there. Blue also pulled in, broke a bit of support down there. Broke a bit of support there on Friday. Little bit scary. At this point, you banged against the simple 50 moving average, Kathy. I'm going to need to see this thing hold above $198.25. If you can't hold this 50, you're going to be very bearish. Now, I'm not being Captain Obvious here saying if you go down, you're bearish, and if you go up, you're bullish. How about this? If I was looking to short this stock, which I am not, and I would not short this stock, I would look at $205.08 tomorrow. However, if you're buying it off the open or near the open, you have to play it versus Friday's low. That's what the advice I would tell myself, of course, if I was trading blue. Next is Editus, saying that there was some chatter saying that they're not looking to sell themselves anymore. And a lot of times people, believe it or not, interpret that very bullishly. You're holding above support here. Here's the scary thing. If you break 37 and a quarter tomorrow, there's a good chance you pull down towards the simple 50 moving average, which should be trading around 35.70. So watch that 37 and a quarter level tomorrow. That will be your key level over there. And of course, CRISPR. Tremendous name, tremendous rally. You know, this is going to be the future of biotechnology stocks, messing around with people's genes, or as it's so eloquently put, playing God. Nonetheless, this stock has just been on just an absolute tear. There's so many amazing things that science says that they could do with this gene identification and gene editing technology. However, I would really like to see it pull down to the $42, $43 level before I start looking to take a long in CRSP. Pet IQ? Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful breakout there. Beautiful breakout. So for me, it really turned bullish for the first time on Friday. I wasn't too bullish on it on Wednesday. I wasn't too bullish on it on Thursday. But now you're breaking through. Let me just erase these other lines so it's easy to see. Just erase some of my old lines so you could see what I'm focusing on. And you're breaking out now for the first time. For a pullback tomorrow, the level I buy, $25.56 on PETQ. Spiders looking forward. Which way? Okay, so the market got a little bit of a gap up after hours on Friday. The spiders were actually up 70 cents. And right now they're showing down a little, showing like we're going to walk into a gap down tomorrow. For me on the spiders at this point, you really are resting on support here. The key levels in which I would look to hold right now tomorrow, if you're going to remain bullish tomorrow, you have to hold above $273.86. That's going to be your major support level. If you can hold it, I would look for a breakdown to under $267.50 tomorrow on the spiders. Twitter. Very bullish, phenomenally bullish, holding up well. Inside candle, triangle wedge off a bull flag formation here. You could just literally see the digestive volume coming down. You could see the big green bar on Wednesday. So bull flag pattern in effect. 100% resolution between Monday and Tuesday. I mean, you see how Tuesday gets past the zenith point, or where the support and resistance trend lines touch. Your breakout tomorrow would be 35.95. Your support tomorrow 35.66. Extremely bullish for me on Twitter. Bank of America. Just delete some of these drawings, just make it look nice and clean. Support tomorrow for Bank of America. If you're looking to go long, I would use 31.51 tomorrow only. Apple, also in this interesting looking wedge, broke down a little. At this point, really, in Apple, I want to buy it like 173.28. So Apple really needs to just pull in a little for me to buy it. Very bullish overall, but that's where I personally would look to pull the trigger. Pfizer, very bullish. couldn't break resistance. The key resistance tomorrow to hold above to be bullish, $36.96. Seth, IWM, you're long from, first of all, nice entry. Nice entry at 157. They gapped it up after hours on Friday, but it might gap down tomorrow with the market. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how these markets open. Right now, the futures are showing down at the moment. $157.16 your support. You're obviously going to want to get through Friday's high of 158.27 on IWM. Lynn, watching N phase. Wow, look at that semiconductor go. I'm going to pull it up on the weekly here just to see where it's come from. I mean, this stock has been just under $18 before. Just looking for these breakouts here. Your real true breakout here is going to be $5.62. That'll be your major trigger. So far, I find this very bullish. And it's just been in rally mode, really. Support tomorrow. Again, when I give you support, it needs to pull back. $4.05. Follow through would be a simple break of Friday's high. Sema Bay Therapeutics, C-Bay. Sounds like you remember from Star Trek Sick Bay. C-Bay. Looks a little bearish here to me. Ironically, with my trend line, if you asked me this on Friday, I would have told you 1417 is resistance. Literally, or 1416 right over here. It hit a high of 1417. That would have been easy for me to spot. This is bearish. Now, granted, keep in mind, I'm not taking any fundamental analysis, whether they have a PDUFA date or a phase trial. I'm just approaching this completely technically. This one is bearish to me. Ceres, this one is very bullish to me. So this one, beautiful. Just have a lot of lines. I've been tracking these names for years. Okay. And alright, so beautiful breakout there. Wow. I mean, support is far away. I don't know if it's going to pull down there 523, but your breakout level is 577 on CERS. You're looking for an option buy on Monday on letter X, US Steel. Okay, we'll watch it. We'll see. It's definitely a drama name with all the with the U.S. tariffs going through for 20% on imported steels. We'll see. We'll see what letter X does. I'll track it. Very cool. Mark, why were you interested in ZS? What's special? I'm just hearing from a lot of the fund managers that they like this one and that they were buying it. And obviously you could see that ended up happening in ZS. That was my interest in it. Just on your rate. Yeah, WFC had the SEC investigation on Friday. There's support 55.34 tomorrow on WFC. Any thoughts on Kroger? Bearish. Where do I short it tomorrow? A test and break of 24.18, and I would look to short Kroger personally. Priyanka, Walmart. A little bullish with that volume bar. I like that volume bar you put in there. Let me just erase some of these lines to make it a little easier to see. I mean, for me, it's about holding above this exponential 8 moving average right now with a setup like this. And currently it closed at 88.58. That's the level you need to hold above tomorrow to be bullish in my humble technical opinion. Boeing, inside digestive pattern. For me, I would like to see Boeing test and break 319.41. Yes, I'm insinuating that Boeing could drop over 10 points. That's where I would look to be a buyer. I covered Apple. Let's look at Facebook. Breakout on Facebook tomorrow, 185.58. Support on Facebook tomorrow, 182.99. You could call it 183 if you want to round off. That's up to you. Tesla, just missed my support. If you're asking me support on Tesla on Friday, I would have given you 318.82. And it missed that level by about a quarter, 319.07. I think Tesla might be due for a bounce here. I know there was some negative news coming out with their cars that they were selling flawed parts. That could have a negative effect that could buck the technicals. For me, if you're playing long, I think you have to use Friday's low on Tesla. Microsoft, I mean, obviously bullish overall long term, but like short term here, and just keep in mind, guys, like when I give you this analysis, I'm keeping it real. I'm not really looking long term swing on a lot of these, unless I denote that otherwise. I mean, I'm sort of neutral here on Microsoft currently. 9360 support, 9758 resistance, which would obviously be above all time highs. That's my thoughts there. AIG, buh. Ooh, that's rough. Okay. All right. You think you know what I'm going to say? You think you know what I'm going to say? I don't know what I'm going to say. Let's delete all these lines. Wow, this is a tough one. All right, it obviously looks bearish. I mean, this is not rocket science, over here, but I actually want to look for a level in which I would buy it. And it, I, th- I think it bottomed. I think you're going to have a 1-2 day bounce right here. I think you could play any longs tomorrow versus 54.30, which is not just the price where it closed, but where this trend line is. So it literally closed pretty much right at that trend line. I think it's due for a bounce. If you are looking for a long, 54.30 in this bearish, deceivingly, extremely bearish looking name, I think it's setting up for a short term long scalp on AIG. Alibaba, phenomenally bullish. Gapped up that they're going to be listing shares in China, putting in inside candle, which means you didn't break, on Friday you didn't break Thursday's high or low intraday. I see no reason this stock doesn't get through all-time highs of 206.20. Look for a breakout of 201.50. Any thoughts on Amazon short? Yeah, I have some thoughts. I'd look for weaker names personally. $1,570.05 support. And again, this Amazon might fall. For me, I'd rather buy it if it pulls back than short it and hope it goes down. That's just my personal take. Netflix, very bullish. Remember the days in which you were talking about that $200 level? Netflix looks like we might break down here. 319.61 is your support tomorrow and resistance. You're clearly trading below that and you close below that. I think you could get a little bit of a down move. Maybe we'll get a little move to the exponential 21 in Netflix here. Noodles long. Looks very strong. Post earnings. Gapped up. I would just look for a simple break here, Barbara, of $7.70 in Noodles. AAOI for a potential long. If it's going to hold up here, Barbara, 26.51 would be that level in AAOI. Robinson, Micron reporting this week. And I saw what did we see? 15 analyst upgrades last week in Micron. Phenomenally powerful name. 63.42 breakout, and it's going to be one of the more interesting weeks for Micron reporting earnings. Francois, Walmart. Yeah, just went over that. I want to see the EMA hold. Barbara on Win. Short if it goes below 183.60, so you're obviously watching 183.67, that Wednesday low. No, I wouldn't short this one. Too much drama. Dude is in a bitter divorce with his ex-wife. For me, I see support at 180.62. That doesn't mean you're short underneath there wouldn't work. I would look at this for a long on a pullback as opposed to betting on that pullback. But that's just me. I personally would not short this one. No thoughts on Bitcoin at the moment. I still think it'll go up higher. I think it's just in a lull period right now. 53.56 support on Square though. Tell you that. Reinhold, Chevron. Holding a bit of just in the middle of the range, but you're holding above these moving averages here. I think you have to watch the 200 at this point. $114.63, your simple 200 moving average. That would be the level I watch now on Chevron Reinhold. Mm-hmm. Yep. I can't get that chart, Reinhold. Where do I see support on Bitcoin? I'll analyze it this week. It's a number in the 6500 range. I'll pull up a chart and do some work tonight and show you guys tomorrow. Just remind me on that one, Robert, because I want to make like a nice little presentation for you guys. I don't know. Options for it. How low could it go? I see support at 2343 on SFM. Vince, PayPal, very bullish. So many upgrades coming out on this one. Where do I see support tomorrow? $80.84, Vince. Seth, Overstock for a long. Unfortunately, my level's 39.28 now on Overstock. I don't think you really messed up. I think it had a move like underneath too. If you just approach it for those day trades, I don't think it was a mess up. I mean, I shorted Tesla in the $100 range and I made money on it. It's not. No, I wouldn't call it a mess up. 113.26 on UPS. Your breakout looks like it's ready to turn bullish again to me. Any futures traders in this room? Yeah, there's several of them, Jim. A lot of the futures traders in this room, they'll ask me my levels on the Qs and spiders, and they'll easily be able to trade them. Or if you literally give me a future symbol and with the chart, I'm always happy to analyze that for you. You trade a little too, Pablo? Cool. Why not short it? It's just my take on things in the market overall. I mean, look at where the market is trading. I just see it as, buy the dip. It's been happening for the last 9 years, almost 10 years. So if it's not broke, I'm not going to fix it. Those keep on radar for the pullback. Adobe and Splunk. I agree. Adobe would have to fall a little deeper down. I want to see Adobe hit the exponential 8 on this one, Kathy. And Splunk. Oh, that one did hit the exponential 8 on Wednesday. Hope I have another opportunity. I see support tomorrow at 103.45. So, again, if you guys wish to sign up for a free week, if you're not part of the Newsbeat live room, you will see a link in the description. Take advantage of it. Be part of the fastest growing trading community in the nation. Happy trading, make money, and I will see all you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.